Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. It is Wednesday, and you know, for me on Wednesdays, it is generally meeting topic and weigh-in. Getting my tea, sorry. Well, this week, there is no weigh-in. Why is there no weigh-in? It was kind of funny, actually. So, did my morning routine, and I always exercise, get ready, like pack lunches and breakfasts, and shower, do my hair, do my makeup, then get on the scale. Like, that's my routine. I did all that this morning, except for packing breakfast and lunch, because it is a day of fasting for us. So no food from dinner last night until dinner tonight. And that is for religious reasons, not weight loss reasons at all. So not for weight loss. Anyway, so I go to get on the scale. I have a digital scale, and it says error. I'm like, oh my goodness, error. Like, get off, lady. What did you do? You're hurting me. It's like, what? So I got off, I got back on. It said error again. And like my food scale at home or in the kitchen, like when I put too much on it, it says error. And I'm like, I'm kind of laughing because I'm like, I had a really good week. What's going on? Then I got off and went to get on again, and nothing. I realized the battery was dead. And it takes button batteries, and I have the little tiny button batteries, but I don't have the big button batteries, and that's what it takes. So I jumped on Amazon and ordered button batteries. They will be here, I think, either tomorrow or Friday. So there is no weigh-in this week. I'm okay with that. I had a great week, so I'm not too concerned like that, the scale's way up or the scale's way down. I'm guessing I probably lost a little bit or maintained. That's my feeling. I don't know. We'll find out next week. So it was just funny that it said error. Not expecting to see that. But anyway, so I apologize that I do not have a weigh-in for you. But be assured, I did have a really good week. So let's get on to the meeting topic. It is the last week for keeping it simple. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed. I was hoping one of their topics would be keeping food simple, because I think that most people on WW, when they start, and not all people, not all the time, but I think we tend to overcomplicate our food. I know for a fact that I did. And I was really hoping that would be the topic, but maybe I will make a video on my own about keeping food simple. Let me know down in the comments if you would like something like that. Just, not worrying about buying all of the internet food and the diet food and just eating simple. But let me know if you're interested. If you're interested, I'll be happy to do it. If not, then I won't bother. I'm here for you guys, not for me. Well, that's not true. I'm here for me a little bit. Anyway, oh my gosh. So, this week is how to build healthy habits that stick. Guys, we've had this 100 times, but they do run out of topics. Although I wish they'd ask me, because I could give some really good topics to WW. How to build healthy habits that stick. Have you ever forced yourself to do something you disliked over and over because it was supposedly good for you? Science says there's a better way. Try this. Choose a focus, whether it be eating better, moving more, sleeping soundly, or shifting your thinking. So they want you to choose one focus to start. And this is a huge thing, I think, that when people start any sort of health and wellness or weight loss journey, we tend to go all in. We want the good eating, the exercise, the sleep, the hydration. We want it all, and we want it all right then. We want it all that day, and we want it all to be perfect. Sound familiar? It may start out like that. You may start out guns a-blazing and you're doing everything right. And then after a week or 2 weeks, you get overwhelmed because it's so much and you dove head first and didn't stop. Sometimes it's better to ease into things. Maybe take one thing at a time. I think it was like 2 years ago, I did a healthy habits challenge where we focused each day on one other thing. Even doing something each day is a lot, but I didn't want this challenge to go for months. So maybe once a week, pick something and focus on it. And like they circled eating better. So to choose a focus of eating better. Now, this is true to my heart. Let me start by saying everyone's idea of eating better is different. I know mine, and it can change. Mine has. When I started WW back in 2018, my version of eating better was cutting out all the junk food, going low fat, going no sugar, things like that. It's evolved over time. Now my thoughts of eating better are eating all whole foods, eating full fat, eating real sugar on occasion, not on the daily. But when we do have a treat, it's real. It's not a sugar-free treat or whatever. Now, I'm going to jump in here and say, I have no health issues. I am not diabetic. I don't have, any major health issues except my thyroid. So I can not worry about things like this. If you're diabetic, of course you're not going to eat all the carbs and all of the sugar and all of the whatever. So I get that. I'm just kind of speaking to the general population and my journey. I am like scattered today. I don't know why. I am just like, maybe because I'm drinking tea before I drink my electrolyte water, and that's a no-no for me, but I needed some tea this morning. I just needed it. So maybe that's why I'm a little scattered. I haven't replaced all those electrolytes that I sweated out yet. But anyway, I digress. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm not a professional, and I don't pretend to be. So back to what we were talking about. Eating better. So my version of eating better looks so different than it did years ago. And that's okay. Because as we learn, as we mature, as our lives change, things can change. You don't have to be locked into one thing. Just because you've done it all your life or just because you've done it all your journey does not mean that you have to continue doing it. You can evolve. So let's say you want to eat better. What does that mean for you? You have to, now they say list 3 specific behaviors that will help with your focus. And they say by eating better, you're eating breakfast daily, you're having veggies at every meal, and you're pre-tracking your dinner. They're just examples. Maybe for you, eating better is cutting out the processed food, cutting out the junk food, cutting out the seed oils. Like this is what eating better was for us. Choosing organic foods when possible, especially the dirty dozen. Choosing grass-fed, grass-finished beef, choosing free-range chicken, things like that. That is what eating better meant for us. Is it going to be the same for everyone? Absolutely not, and that's okay. Improve what you're doing. However you want to improve what you're doing is fine. But maybe it is getting rid of the junk food in the house. A very wise subscriber, and you've heard me say this before, a very wise subscriber once said to me, when you're in the grocery store, you only have to say no to that junk food once. If you bring that junk food home in your house, you are saying no to it over and over, every time you open the fridge, every time you open the pantry. And what's going to happen? Eventually, we're going to give in because that willpower just diminishes. And we just say, you know what? I'm just going to eat it to get it out of the house and then I don't have to look at it anymore. Have you done that? I have. Like, you know what? I'm just going to eat it all because then it'll be out of the house and I don't have to worry about it. If I didn't bring it into the house, I wouldn't have had to worry about it in the beginning. There is so much truth to that, my friends. There is so much truth to that. So decide what eating better means for you. Or, okay, their second is moving more. Decide what that means for you. Are you moving 0? Are you getting 0 intentional exercise? If that's the case, you're not going out and running a marathon tomorrow. You're not going out and walking 3 miles. You're not doing a 45-minute HIIT training video. You're not. And if you do, you're really going to feel it the next day. If you are moving 0, start by moving for 10 minutes. If you cannot move, if you have physical limitations, there are chair exercises. There is chair yoga. There is chair stretching. There is chair everything. Just look it up on Google, look it up on YouTube, my friends. There's 0 excuse. If you want to make that your focus, you can do that. But like I said, it's what works for you, but you have to start small. On all of these, you have to start small. I really should look into sleeping soundly. I have really not been having good sleeping lately, and I know why. I know why. I just have to figure out how to fix that. And I will. But it's a work in progress. It is not perfect, but it is a work in progress. And that is what you have to remember. So many times when we start these journeys, we want to jump right in, do it all perfectly, and we want to lose 50 pounds in a month. We do. We didn't gain that 50 pounds in a month, my friend, and we are not going to lose it in a month. We have to be patient. And by being patient, we are building better habits. If we lost 50 pounds in a month, we're not learning anything. By taking it slowly, by building habits, they are going to be habits that stick. You have to remember that. And you also have to remember that whatever you eat and do to lose your weight, you're gonna have to do forever to maintain it. So you need to do something that is going to work for you. You need to build those habits slowly. What is this? What do they say? It takes 21 days to build a habit. Personally, I think that's low. I think it takes longer. If you don't build those habits, you are not going to stick to them. They have to become routine. They have to become part of your daily life. I know I'm getting off track here. I am so sorry. So number 3, they say, is pick one, then decide how you'll do it 3 times this week. And they chose, I'll pre-track my dinner right after lunch on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I think if you menu plan, if you meal plan, and I'm not saying a week or a month in advance, even a day or 2 in advance, I think that's a pretty easy one to start with that can help you, that can give you a little bit of success to maybe move on to one of the harder ones. If you know what you're having for dinner, put it in your tracker. If you know what you're having, when you wake up in the morning, if you know what you're having for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner, put it in your tracker. Then it will show you. It will show you how many points or calories or whatever it is you count. It will show you how much you have left. And that, my friends, will help you make better decisions for the day. It will. If you write it all down and you see, oh my goodness, we're just going to throw out an example. I get 23 points a day and my day is going to take me to 22 points and I've already used all my weeklies. So I know not to have, I don't know, a bag of cookies in the middle of the day that's going to be 5 points, because that's going to put me over and I don't have any backup points. Instead of having that bag of cookies, I will have a 0-point food so I can stay on plan. By pre-tracking your day, you can see this and there's no surprises. And honestly, once you start doing it, it's really not that hard. It's really not. As long as you know what you're having that day. I mean, that's where the difficulty could come in. If you are not a planner, even for a day, that's where the difficulty could come in. So think about that and just think about doing that. And you'd be surprised how it may help you to stay on track. Then it says, at the end of the week, reflect. Did you feel a positive impact? Yes. Bingo. The behavior is ripe for habit formation. Now choose a cue that reminds you to repeat the action constantly. And by that, let's say you want it to move more and you want to work out before work. A cue could be putting your workout clothes out right where you will see them right when you wake up. You see those sneakers, you need to put them on and you need to go do your workout. It could be, if it was eating better, prep your breakfast and your lunch, part of your dinner. Prep some veggies for a snack if you are a snacker. Pre-portion your nuts into a little container, something like that. A cue that will help you stay on track. If it's pre-tracking, well, then pre-track, just do it. And if it's eating better, make a grocery list and stick to it. Say no in the store to those things that should not be brought into your home. If it's moving towards all whole foods and not so many boxed and things like that, go through your pantry. Clean it out. If it's still in date, donate it. Donate it to a food pantry. Food pantries need that kind of food because it needs to be shelf stable. Clean out your pantry, get rid of it, start from scratch. So it says, now let's dive a little deeper. Think of this technique like a loop, but the kind that you're okay getting stuck in, not the plot of a horror movie. It starts with a cue, we're gonna say lunchtime, which signals your healthy behavior, which was pre-tracking dinner, which leads to a positive impact. You feel in control and happy about one less thing on your to-do list. Then it all repeats the next time lunch rolls around. If your behavior has an immediate positive impact, consider it a bonus. These actions are even more reinforcing, meaning that we're more likely to want to do them again. And the more we repeat a simple behavior at home, the more we repeat a simple behavior at the same time using the same cue, the more likely it will become a habit. The definition of a habit is a predictable action we do automatically under similar circumstances. I think that under similar circumstances is a big, important thing right there. Most of us have a pretty regular daily routine. When can routines get messed up? They can get messed up when someone becomes ill, when you're on vacation, when there is something, a big stressor in your life, when there is a big change in your life. Sometimes, my friends, even when the seasons change, everyone has, depending on your life, you could have different routines for when the seasons change. I know that we do. Our regular routine is getting up in the morning, working out. I pack breakfast and lunch while Doug is in the shower. I pack his breakfast and lunch while he's in the shower. He gets out of the shower, I go in the shower. He generally goes out and takes care of the chickens and stuff like that. Well, in about 2 months, our morning routine is going to have to change because we will be adding our Cornish rock chickens into the mix, our meat birds. Now, it is only an 8-week change, but it is a big change because we have 16 more chickens to take care of, and they require a little bit more work than the egg layers. We need to move the hoop coop every day. We need to fill more feeders. We need to fill more waterers. And we have to do that a couple times a day. So that changes our morning routine in the morning, and it adds a good 10-15 minutes to it. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're used to a routine and you kind of have things scheduled, it could put a wrench in it. So the mind shift has to come in there. I want to make sure I still have time for my exercise, and I want to still make sure I have time to pack a healthy breakfast and lunch for Doug. So I have to stop and think, what's going to need to change? Well, we might have to get up 15 minutes earlier. I may need to do a little bit more prep at night. Maybe we need to shorten our workout in the morning and add one in at night. You have to be able to roll with the punches. Seasons change. Maybe you're a teacher and you don't work in the summer, so your routine's definitely going to change in the summer. It can be something little like adding our chickens. It can be something big like having 3 months off. Whatever it is, you have to be able to adapt to that change for your habits and for your routines, and not necessarily create new ones, but tweak the ones you have. Because if what you have is working for you, you don't want to change it up completely. You just want to tweak it a little bit. So definitely keep that in mind when you come up with routines and come up with habits. Always be willing to change it a little bit. No matter how long you've been doing it, always be willing to tweak it to make it better or to make it work better for you. It says there are so many different ways to reach your goals. You don't have to force anything that gives you the ick. Hate lima beans? Yes, I do. I'm not going to eat them. I don't like any kind of beans. Dread the treadmill? Then take them off the roster. Test out different behaviors and focus on things you enjoy. And if it sounds too easy, that's the point. Habits, like the rest of this journey, do not have to be complicated. 3 fast facts, and then we're going to wrap this up because it's a long one today. Number 1, repetition helps us turn a behavior into a habit. We know that. And let me go back a little bit to when we started our Whole Foods and our from scratch journey. When I started it, I thought, I am never going to be able to do this. I am never going to be able to bake bread every week and do this every week. Friends, it has become a habit. I can make my bread so fast, I don't even think about it anymore because it's become routine and it's become habit. The same with making yogurt and whatever else. It just becomes part of your day. So if you're looking at exercise, it just becomes part of your day. If you're looking at tracking, it just becomes part of your day when you do it over and over and over. And you may find some shortcuts and you may find things that are easier than others. And you may find that you are not a 5:30 in the morning exerciser. You're a 5:30 at night exerciser. And that's okay. Find what fits for you. This is not a one-size-fits-all journey. It is not. You cannot force it to be. You cannot get up and exercise every morning at 5:30 because I do. If you hate getting up at 5:30 in the morning, you cannot force yourself to eat kidney beans and black beans and all that because Sally on YouTube does it and because she tells you how delicious they are and how wonderful they are and they're the perfect food. If you don't like them, you can't do it. So don't force yourself to do it. You cannot meal plan a month in advance because Chelsea over on Instagram does it. If you can't do that, if you don't love doing it, if you have such a schedule where you can't plan, and that's okay. You don't have to do what other people do. You have to do what is right for you. Now, granted, we are all presenting what we do because it's what works for us and it's what we are passionate about. So maybe you could take 1 or 2 little things from each person and make them your own. Just saying, you don't have to be perfect and you don't have to do what everybody else does. Number 3, turning a behavior that supports weight loss, and I'm going to add and wellness into it because it's more than weight loss, my friends. This is a wellness journey. And trust me, just because you lose the weight does not mean you are well and healthy. You can still have issues. So we need to turn this into a wellness journey as well as a weight loss journey. So turning a behavior that supports weight loss and wellness into a habit makes it simpler to do, and that's for sure. Once it becomes routine and once it becomes normal to you, it's definitely going to be easier. So my friends, I am so sorry this was so long. I just had a lot to say on this because I really do think that we overcomplicate a lot of things on this journey. And I believe that behaviors and habits are one of the biggest ones. I believe food is the biggest, but I believe behaviors and habits is definitely right up there. So, you know what they say? They say KISS. Keep it simple, silly. You can do this. Keep it simple. So my friends, that is it. I am done talking. I want to show you something cute. Got my nails done last night. I had a little bit of nail art done because I am the crazy chicken lady. Somebody posted that in one of my chicken groups and I'm like, I screenshot it. And when I went last night, I'm like, can you do this? And I think he did an amazing job. It looks exactly like the picture. So anyway, just thought I'd share that with you because crazy chicken lady. So my friends, thank you. If you made it this far, thank you. I am always here for you. My email is down in the description box. You can find me in one of my Facebook groups. You can message me on Instagram. I'm not so good about that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm here for you. I will help you in any way I possibly can because I want you to be successful. Have a great day. If you're not already subscribed, I would love you to hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you know when I upload, and most importantly, give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. Let me know what you need to simplify. Let me know what routine that you are going to work on. Have a great day, my friends, and I will see you in my next video.